Here's another raw and me just ranting at the camera, but this time I'm downstairs, so you shouldn't hear my birds. I didn't realize they were that loud until I listened back to it. But no, it's like I've, still working on, dealing with the betrayal and everything at the hands of the church, and I've been watching a lot of other channels, but most of them seem to be from other than, like the well-made stuff, like New Name Noah and Self on Shelf with Tanner Talks and Mr. Atheist. I mean, those are all well made, but most of these the vlog, the just talking channels seem to be done more from a woman's perspective, and especially a woman from Utah, which the bubble culture is a lot different than being, in a small town. It's a completely different set of pressures. But it's like I had a argument with my best friend from high school. We don't talk that much because, he moved around the country. He's got the PhD equivalent or a medical doctor equivalent in chiropractic. And he's still in the church, and, he's a very, he served a mission, he did all that. But as well as, talking with the one friend I have still from, my geographic ward, because we both like to play Magic. So, but he's a good man. But it's like, talking with them, it's like, why people stay in the church, why people stay believing. It really, and I don't mean like the people that are just kind of lackadaisical, they show up when they want to, the less active, the people that don't actually believe strongly in the church. You have those that are like myself who stay in mostly out of guilt and shame, that they understand that this is the right way to live and you can't live up to it. And so you hate yourself and you keep working, and then you mess up, and then you hate yourself and you keep working, and then you fuck up, and then you hate yourself, and then you keep working, and then you fuck up more. And then you stop attending church. In my case, a lot of it had to do with the fact that there was a young lady I was very attracted to that I kind of felt bad about chasing because, she was a party girl. We're both in our early 20s. But I wasn't allowed to chase after her because I was taught that she was a wrong type of person to chase after, even though she was the first woman to ever express interest in me. And it's like, my life would have been a lot different if I would have had that relationship and had that confidence of just even having a failed relationship at 21. With someone who actually, I didn't have my first failed relationship until I guess it was the next year, but I knew I was just a rebound then. I mean, that's most of the relationships I've had. I've just been kind of the revenge fuck, not the revenge fuck. That was the last relationship. That's all it was just her rebound, her revenge against her ex. But, yeah, it's like you're either in there for the guilt and the shame and the self-hate because Christ is real, because you made yourself believe it, because you trusted your parents, because, you're a fourth generation cultist. Or what, especially, is probably really big in fucking Utah. Well, Utah, there's probably a third reason, which is the cultural pressure. Which, I lived in Utah very briefly, because my brother lived there. When I joined the Army, I was living in Arizona. I quit my job, moved up there, because I thought my alcoholism was out of control and I didn't know how to handle it, and so I joined the Army instead of trying to find another job. I mean, I wanted to join the Army, but it's just like I was so lost. But yeah, and so I didn't really experience the Mormon culture like someone who lived there. But the other thing is being special. That's one thing that a lot of Christians, a lot of religious people, especially the Mormons, since they really tout that we're the one true church. We're the only ones that have the right way to live. Very similar to Scientologists. They're the only ones who can really get rid of the Thetans. And we're the only, and the Mormon church is the only one who can teach you how to have true happiness. Yeah, I guess that's just what I was trying to bring up. It's like you either have this supreme arrogance that you are the greatest thing in this fucking universe, or you think you are absolute filth. And I mean, that's all the church teaches. I mean, even when I was talking with my friend from here in town, it's like he's having a lot of problems with it, and, he has, it's like he really does understand why people leave the church, but because of his own brainwashing, he had to twist it in his head. People lose church as a priority. He says, "Oh, they just don't want church to be a priority anymore." No, and so they quit coming. No, it was a priority before, but it's not because of these reasons. It is not true for these reasons. Whether it be, repeated betrayals. The last one, just simple fact that they weren't following their own teachings, and I had absolute proof of it. Which, before that, I already recognized them as a cult. But it doesn't mean it wasn't true at one point in time. I was clinging to that maybe at one point in time it was the true church. It was Christ's church on earth. But as soon as I found out that they were abusing IRS law, it's like, no, okay, yep, they are evil. They are fucking evil. And then, I got, felt like I was going to throw up all day. Physically sick when I, but yeah. But it's that kind of, like I said, that's the main point I was trying to get at, is most members in the church that stay in and are active are usually in one of two camps. You're either in some level of shame, guilt, self-hate, in this repeated cycle of repentance. Even if even if you're non-practicing like I was most of my adult life. The belief, the understanding, the cosmogony. It's like I've had two friends die within the last month. One from the Army, one from high school. And when the first one died, I still had an afterlife belief. I still thought, I'd see him in the next life. His depression, his self-hate would have been gone, so he would have been the person I knew him as back when we were both 94 mics in Germany, radar tags. But then, I realized Mormonism is bullshit. Then a friend of mine from high school, someone I had, you have respect for, someone who had been dealt a shitty hand, and they make the best of it. And, and unfortunately he got in a car wreck. And now it's like, there's nothing there's nothing left. Maybe there is. I mean, I've watched enough paranormal documentaries, and I understand enough of physics and dark matter that I'm no expert, not even close. I've read books, I've never even taken a physics class. But that there is something beyond this life, this world, this understanding of what it is. But yeah, fuck Mormonism. It's destructive. Yeah, Maybe that's what I should make a new channel, call it Fuck Mormonism. I don't know. I just needed to talk. Get it out. Push the button. Push the button.